Three, two, and one. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Red Thoughts with Perry Picasso. I am your host, Perry Picasso, and today I am joined by a lovely guest.
Andrea Lopez.
Woo!
Woo!
Wait, hold on. Actually, let me lift this up just a little. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna scoot you a little higher so we have more headroom.
Okay.
There we go. Now there's a little more red filling up the frame. But yes, hello, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm
I'm very
excited.
excited to
Yeah.
get to learn more about you as a person, you as an artist, and just, yeah, because I love a good little yap session with you.
Yes.
So let's start from the beginning. Tell
Mhm.
me about little Andrea. How is she like? How did you get into the arts? Is your family artsy or is it just you? Tell me, what's the tea?
So I've always been into art, like ever since I was little. I remember I was just doodling everywhere, painting. I feel like my parents really like fostered my creativity. Like they would like see that I was just like always like in my little zone, like just like drawing or doodling
Mm-hmm.
or painting or acting too. Like I would just like,
Oh, acting. We got an actress in the house. Okay.
well, acting like playing. Like I would like go outside and just like be in my imaginary worlds and like just yeah, be like every person in my imagination and like act
Mm-hmm.
stuff out. Um, my mom like she would also like to film like us growing up, like me and my siblings. So we would make like movies and stuff. Like
That's
on
so
her
cute.
camcorder, she would like
Uh-huh.
make us like little outfits. Like I remember doing like a lion like jungle like
Okay.
little movie, and then we did like a princess one. So yeah, like I've just always been pretty creative. As far as like my parents being artists, I feel like my dad, he was pretty good at like drawing and like um that sort of thing. He actually studied architecture like in
Slay.
college. He didn't finish, but he still has his like
Like his drafting stuff?
yeah, like the tube that architects have
Uh-huh.
with like their blueprints and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember like always like looking through that, and he had like different like drawings of like houses and then like cars and people and stuff, and I always like
Did
be
he
like,
ever get
whoa.
any of them? I don't know what the proper terminology is, but were any of the blueprints built
Mm,
that you know of?
no, not that I know of, but I know like as a little girl, I was always like, I love this house. Like, I'm gonna get it built for my family in the
Aww.
future. Hasn't happened yet, still.
Yet.
Hopefully, yet. Yeah, still possible. But yeah, he designed this really like cool, like modern house for the time. I
Hmm.
was like, whoa, like I've never seen a house like this. Like, I want to have it built and I want them to live in it. But we'll see. But yeah, I was always like, well, I want to get to this level. I want to be
Hmm.
able to draw like this. Um, and then my mom, she's pretty creative too, but more like seamstress, and like she would like
Like
make
so.
sew and
Okay.
like um makeup too, and like more like
Okay.
that
Hmm.
world. Yeah. And I think they saw that I was pretty creative, so they'd always get me like paint or markers and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Try to
yeah.
foster that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I remember like the two gifts that have stuck with me since like for Christmas in childhood was like one a Hannah Montana wig.
That's so hot. Oh my God.
I
I'm
was obsessed
jealous.
with Hannah Montana.
I'm still obsessed with
Yeah,
Hannah.
I love her.
Okay.
And an easel for painting.
Hold on, we gotta go back to the Hannah wig. Tell me this Hannah wig.
Okay, actually, story time. So, I really wanted a Hannah Montana wig because that was another thing that I would like always do is like play being Hannah Montana,
Mhm.
and like I just always watched the show. Always wanted to go to one of her concerts, but I never got to. But I would watch it like
Same.
on 3D.
Oh
Like,
my god, the 3D ones? Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Oh my god.
And I like, I think I wrote it. I was like 7 at the time. So, like, Santa Claus or Niñito Dios was still like a thing.
Hmm.
Like, I didn't, like, I already knew because of kids in school saying, like, oh, Santa Claus isn't real. And I'm like, let me find out. So, I got the Hannah Montana wig for Christmas and I was like so excited, but I was like, I don't think Santa got me this. I think my parents got me this.
Okay.
So I was like in bed with my mom and I'm like, Ma, ¿dónde compraste la peluca? And she's like, oh, in Walmart. I was like, what? I thought Santa got it. She's like, ay, pendeja. Like, tricked ya.
She got you got her slipping.
Yeah, so that's when I found out.
Oh, that's
So,
tragic.
but I already
Damn.
kind of knew I was like to
Okay.
that age, but yep, Hannah, and I would wear that wig all the time.
Slay. Okay,
Hmm.
and then you got an easel. So sorry, and you said an easel. I'm just intrigued by the Hannah because
Yeah.
I love Hannah.
Yeah, and then the easel I think was like a few years later, and I remember like my first painting on like using it because it was like one of those easels for kids that had like the paper that
Oh
you
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I painted with my dad and we painted like a house, I think. So because I'm like, I want to do a
Oh.
house like how you would. And yeah, I think he rolled it up and has it in his little blueprint holder thing. So I
Oh.
haven't seen it in years, but I'm sure it's in there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I hope
Allegedly.
so. I hope it's still in there. They trashed it. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
no.
No, I'm sure they kept it. That's very cute though.
Hmm.
Okay,
So
slay,
yeah.
slay.
And then,
And now you do a lot of mural work. When did that start? What got you into
mm,
murals?
well, I guess like going back to growing up, I knew I always wanted to do something creative. Like, um, I don't know, I kind of like throughout the years of like elementary, middle school, and then high school, and then afterwards, I kind of like switched up my career, like, or
Hmm.
what I wanted. Like, what are you gonna be when you grow up? And I think when I was like really little, I was like, oh, I want to be a cartoonist. And then I figured out that you had to draw the same thing like a bunch of
Like
times.
70 million times. Just move the left toe, now the right toe.
And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, no. Like, why? No, that sounds like a lot of work. It takes the fun out of it. And then
Real.
and then in middle school, I was like, oh, I want to be a fashion designer because I started getting more into like fashion and expressing like my creativity that
Hmm.
way. And then I think in high school, I was like, oh, I want to be an art director, I think. And I was
Hmm.
like, I want to paint sets for like movies and like
Hmm.
plays and things. So like that's when I kind of started like envisioning like larger scale like things like
Hmm.
paintings and stuff. And I took like all the art classes in high school, like art one, and then I didn't do like AP art, but I did like to art three, I think, and
Okay.
then yeah, but then also at the time I was like I was really obsessed with overachieving and like trying to be best student and like make my parents proud
Hmm.
and wanting to go to the best school like after graduating and like do something like I don't know like um successful and like respected and all that.
Like a lawyer, a doctor,
Um
engineer.
I knew I'd always had to like wanted it to be something sort of creative because I
Okay.
think I would go crazy if it was just like a lawyer or like an accountant or something. I feel like my parents would kind of like more my dad. He'd be like, "Oh, like you're really good at math. Like you don't want to be an accountant." And I was like, "I don't
No.
like I'm good at it, but I don't really like I'm not passionate about it." Um, so I was like, "Okay, what are like creative actual jobs that I can like major in and then like there's like steps to get there?" And I was like, "Okay, maybe I can do architecture or
Hmm.
um graphic design." I think I started being like, oh, graphic design because then I get to be creative and design things and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, so I ended up, but then I was also really obsessed with like going to the best school. So I got into UCSD after high school.
Woo!
Yeah,
Congrats.
thanks.
What is y'all's animal?
The mascot,
Yeah, the mascot.
the Triton, he's
Go
go
Tritons.
Giants.
Go
I was there
Tritons.
for a year though. I
Wait,
don't really rep
don't you
the
have?
school.
No, never mind. I was like, don't you
Oh,
have?
the yeah, I don't know.
Is I don't know. Do you have some sort of like gang sign?
Oh, really? For that, maybe it is like a three, like
Is
the
it right? Like
Triton.
a Triton? I don't know. Nobody come for me. I'm a
Who
Bruin. Go
knows?
Bruins.
Go Bruins. Yeah. I mean, I I was only there for a year because I applied kind of like just really trying to get in, and I think I applied with an art history major.
Mm,
And I really enjoyed art history in high school, but I'm like, but I want to be an artist. I don't want
right.
to. I mean, I like to learn about art and like the history and stuff, but
You want to be in the action.
yeah. So I was like trying to like change my major throughout the time. I was like, okay, maybe I could do architecture, but they didn't offer architecture.
No, I know
Like,
because I wanted to go there too, but they didn't do architecture. I was like, okay, fine.
wait, you want to do architecture too?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I went to school for architecture, but the program at UCLA didn't start till your junior year, so I went for art, and the goal was to transition to architecture when
Oh my
that time came,
gosh.
but that time never
That
came.
time never
That
came.
time,
I love that.
so I was just like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
just stay as an artist.
period. Look for where you are now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, also, my parents had left to Georgia after I graduated high school, so they weren't here with me.
Okay.
They were across the country, and I didn't like, I mean, I didn't have a bad experience, but I didn't have like the experience that I had like envisioned in my head beforehand because I was like dorming there. I thought I was gonna have like the college experience of like making so many friends and like going to games and like just, being successful. I don't know. But it wasn't really like that. Also, if you go to UCSD, don't come for me, but it's like their nickname is like UC Socially Dead. I don't know if you've heard heard that.
No,
But
actually, I feel like I do remember somebody saying something along those lines a while ago.
um yeah, I feel like that's how it was for me. I didn't really make any friends and people didn't really like socialize.
Interesting.
Maybe it was like the because I was like a freshman and there's much a scared freshman, but who knows? Yeah, I didn't have like best experience and I just kept like changing majors and I was like, you know what? Like, why am I here?
Yeah,
Like, I don't even know what I want to do. Like, I thought about doing structural engineering and I'm like, no, that's not going to be creative at all. Like, that's not going to be
it's
fun.
not the vibe.
Yeah, and then I thought about like UX designing and like uh all like different things, but I'm like I think it's better to move to Georgia and be with my family and go to a community college, save money.
Hmm.
Like I think the real world started to get to me, like not what I
Hmm.
had like envisioned. I'm like, I'm gonna be I don't wanna like be out of college like with all this debt and then I'm not even happy in the career that I've
Yeah.
chosen. So yeah, I'm actually happy that I left and then I went to community college out in Georgia and I started working as a server there. And then that's when I got into the Windows. Sorry, this is like such a long story. But
This is your life story. This is what the
yeah.
Wikipedia will be referencing.
Oh, that'd be cool if I'm ever on a wiki. Um, they better get the facts straight though.
Straight from the source.
From Red Thoughts from me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I think so yeah, I was working as a server at a Mexican restaurant in Georgia and I was doing a lot of um like I would give people artwork like for their birthdays and then I started doing like commissions like, "Oh, can you like paint me this?" And then I think I did like ornaments and stuff during Christmas.
Okay.
So like my managers knew that I like to draw and paint and they had seen my work. So they're like, "Oh, do you want to do the windows like
Hmm.
during the holidays?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? Like that sounds
Yeah.
fun. Like more people get to like see my artwork and stuff." and I get to be creative with it and stuff, make little characters. So I did that, and then that kind of led me to my first mural, which was at a coffee shop um, in Georgia that no longer exists, but
R.I.P. Diva
RIP,
down.
Rocket. I think it's called Rocket Coffee or something like that. Oh my God. um,
Okay.
but yeah, they really liked the windows that I did for them, and they're like, "Hey, like, do you want to paint inside? Like, do a mural for us?" And I was like, "You want me to paint
A
that
little old
big
me.
wall? Little old me to paint that huge wall? Like, I don't even know like the first thing about that." But of course, I was like, "Yeah,
Of course I can do that. I'll figure it out.
yeah." I've always been like someone to just figure things out, like just agree and then just figure it out. And I did it. I mean, I like would go after my shifts and I would go paint and I kind of like freehanded the whole thing. I did like a it was so since it was like astronaut themed and like rocket themed, I did like a little cafe on the moon with like
That's
astronauts
cute. Floating
flying around
around.
drinking coffee and like
Aw.
yeah, it was really cute. And they loved it and then I just kept doing like work for them like social media, like I would do like uh their posts and their A-frames like with their drinks and stuff.
Hmm.
And then I kind of did kept doing that, more window stuff. And oh my gosh, I'm realizing this is such a long story.
No, go
But
on.
then I don't know, that it kind of just stayed at that until we finally moved back to California um because my parents like idea was always like to go to Georgia for a little bit, kind of like pay off all their debt from like homes and credit cards and stuff until they were able to like buy something out here.
Mm.
And my dad, he's always like worked on like fixing up properties and stuff. So he bought like a foreclosed home here, fixed it up, and then we like moved back. And I was like, okay, I need to get serious about what I want to do with my life because I, I didn't want to continue like going to school. Like I did get my AA in like business and graphic design, but I was like, well, I want to be an artist. Like I feel like I started and I can keep this going. Like if I really like put my mind and like energy
Mhm.
into this and like figure out the business and like the back end and just like how to get, like I feel like I can do this. Um, so I was just trying to figure out ways. Like I was like researching a lot, like how to be a muralist, how to get jobs,
Mhm.
how to do this and that. And then I was like whenever I would visit places and I saw a mural somewhere, I'd like follow the
Mhm.
artist and be like, okay, how did they do it?
Right.
Yeah. And then one time I was at Conjuring Coffee here in Riverside and I saw a mural by Keely.
Shout out
Shout out
Keely.
Keely. Um, she was she was a member at the
Hmm.
Eastside Art House, but um, I saw that she was a member of this studio, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I was kind of looking for studio spaces at the time too, but obviously like solo studio spaces are so expensive. I'm like, I don't know if I could
Yeah.
afford that. Um, and then I saw it was the East Side Art House, and I was like, oh, it's like a collaborative, like working
Mhm.
space with like a bunch of artists. I was like, wow, like I can learn from them, and I can like, just see how they've like gone about being like artists and like just be inspired, like be surrounded by artists, and like that's what I needed because I'm like, I don't know anyone that does what I want to do and that's really hard to do when you don't have any guidance
Yeah.
or like reference or anything. So I was like, that's really cool. I want to join. So I had my little meeting, ended up joining, and I talked to the owner, Juan, and he's a muralist. So I just like work, like try to see how they work reflect
Hmm.
on their murals and like the process and like what it took. And then I think eventually I was like, okay, started applying for my own murals, and then that's when I got into
Slay.
it.
Okay. So you really dove deep into it once you came out here, and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Um, and it was always like I remember like writing about it too before, like I'm gonna do this. I don't know how, but I want to be a
I like
muralist.
manifesting it.
Yeah, like now I look back, I'm like, oh, I was manifesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Writing down your dreams and desires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Slay. Um, when you do a lot of these murals, how do you make sure to amplify your voice if that's something that you try to do? Because I know that when you're doing stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just your work. This is now it's for the public as well as the property owner.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like how do you balance all of that? How does that I'm like I want to dive deep into these things of
yeah.
like
That's kind of something I've also like asked myself is like, how do I stay authentic to my art and my work and my expression when doing obviously a service for someone else, and trying to create their like
hmm
bring their vision to life. I think it really depends on the client,
okay.
and as of now, I've been really open to taking like um just any work. Like I'm down to paint something that's like so far from my
But a bag
style.
is a bag. A check is a check. You would do it too for a check.
I mean, I'm trying to live here.
Get that bag.
Literally, like I have bills to
Real.
pay. So I'm not too like I don't think I'm there yet to be
Okay.
like, oh, I only do this style, or I don't even know if I've like found my style per se
Mm.
where I'm like, oh, I only do this. But that's kind of the fun of it. I love a good challenge too of like, okay, this is what you want. Um, and then also like going back to designing, like I've always liked designing things, like even if it's not like for me, like just like give me inspiration in your idea and like I want to like make that or
hmm
create it or design it so that you're happy with it. Um, and I do I think also like acts of service is like a love language for me. So I just
hmm
enjoy like,
Okay.
creating something and making someone else happy. If they're happy with it, I'm happy with it. Um, the balance, I feel like it really, how I said it, depends on the client and if they're willing to be like, you have full creative freedom. Like I trust you, create something. Like this is kind of like the vibe that I want. Go for it. Those are my favorite because I'm like, hell yeah, like this is
This
gonna
goes
look, it's
crazy.
gonna
Yeah.
look amazing. Like you're not gonna be disappointed. But then there's clients that are just more like strict or just like really particular on
Yeah.
what they want, and they want to like they have exact influences and like inspiration and style that they want, and I'll do it. And I think slowly with like just people seeing my work, I think they're more trusting of letting me
hmm
take the creative wheel. But um, I don't know, with murals, I kind of just take any job.
Okay.
Honestly, I think the balance I find is when creating my own like personal pieces, because
Mm.
then I can just
Like
create,
outside of. Okay.
yeah, and then that way it's not like for like monetary, like
Yeah.
like it stays like just pure like as a form of expression and stuff, and I'm not trying to get anything out of the art or like not exploit it, but like
Get you know.
yeah,
Yeah. Get money. Get
yeah. But I would like to get to a point where I just people hire me and then I paint whatever I want on their wall,
hmm
and then
You'll get there.
good, yeah, hopefully.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's something that I've always just been very curious
Mhm.
about with doing lots of public works like that.
Mhm.
especially since you were talking about you wanting to do something with the arts, but also like still like make a living and do all of that. So it's like
Hmm.
very interesting to like see how different artists approach it. Like I was wondering, like, is there anything that like you subtly have been infusing in each one of your works so that way
Oh, yeah,
like you maybe don't realize, but like looking back, you're like, oh, I noticed that I used the same color. I noticed I used the same symbol throughout. Like, and if
yeah,
that's not something you have thought about, maybe that's something you can start doing. So when
that's
people
true. Yeah,
see it, they recognize like, oh, that's a Andrea
Andrea
piece.
piece.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think when I have like more freedom, I do like tend to see like, oh, I always have like some kind of floral aspect and
Okay.
like lettering and like a phrase and butterflies, like just like pretty things that I like to paint and draw. Um, and since I've been doing a lot of like more cultural spots like taquerias and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, like it's usually has like the Mexican like undertone. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
always want to like showcase my culture and stuff. So I get really excited when I have like jobs like that because I'm like, yay, like I get to create something that's like I get to express like my roots and like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, um, but I don't think I've intentionally been like, oh, I'm gonna add this.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone knows that it's an Andrea piece,
Mm.
which is a really good idea.
I don't know,
So,
just something to think about.
yeah, yeah.
Because I remember for a while when I was doing commissions for people,
Mhm.
I used to do a hidden dicks,
Period.
but like just like the little like cartoony looking ones.
Uh-huh.
Just because I was like, I really don't want to do this. So that's why
Okay.
that was my way of getting back. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Tagging it.
So y'all, I'm like, I'm tagging this, letting y'all know, like, this is my way of saying like I'm doing this for the bag. So if any of y'all ever got a commission piece from me and have that, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Honestly, that's like I'd be happy. I'd be like, oh, period. That's
It's from a
that's
certain
what
era. I mean, I guess some of them I did enjoy doing, but like there is sort of like a fun little element that I was messing around with. So that's why I was like, I wonder if you do anything like that, or like, I guess like now moving forward, like when I do like commission work, like my obvious one is like red. Whoever I work with, like I
Mm.
include red in one way or
Yeah,
another.
right.
Um, you know, different things like
Mm.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing for me too is like I'm still designing these pieces, so I'm still being like, you know, creating my version of whatever what they want.
Hmm.
But I think like when it comes to commissions, like paintings, like if it's just like paintings of things or people, that's like there's no really like creativity and
Right.
like and then yeah, I can see like how it's like kind of a drag, like
Yeah. Oh
but yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and then oh, I had a question and it just left me. Fuck. It was something along the lines of how. Oh, have you ever had like done a mural or done a piece where like you're done, you're like ta-da, and then
Mhm.
they're just like, no, get rid of this.
Oh.
Like, do you know the story of like Diego Rivera and how he painted the Rockefellers
Oh
and how
yeah.
he painted who was it like Stalin and like some like communist people on
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
and then they were like, absolutely not, and like literally got it like repainted.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I've had that
yeah.
also happen to me. That's why I'm like,
Oh, no way.
yeah. Somebody
Really?
was like, I want you to redo this, and I was like, I'm not redoing it. And then like 2 days later, I saw they painted over, and I was like, oh
Was it like a mural or was it
no,
on something?
it was a personal like clothing item.
Oh wow.
So that's why I'm like, has that happened to you in a mural
Let me think.
or no? Because you're like,
Mm,
no, we make sure to talk about it beforehand.
yeah,
Okay.
I I mean it's definitely happened with the in the design process
Okay.
when I show them a mock-up and they're like, like
Okay.
that is not what I asked you to do. No, but they're like, oh no, like, but I don't start painting until they like fully approve the design because I'm
Okay.
like, this is
Y'all
what
agreed to
you agreed
this.
to this.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
yeah. I have had, oh wait, actually I remember. It has happened to me. Okay, so one time, it's always been faces though.
Okay.
So, I mean, I get it because it's like well, you want it to look like the person, especially if they know who I'm painting. So, I remember like the uh mural I did at the solar place, the solar panel place. Remember
Okay.
it was like very like
Okay. You don't have to say anything. We can just mute this. But you can just say, I was like, uh-huh.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um
They?
They I well, they wanted their team in it, so I painted them, and I think just some of the eyes were, like, a little
Okay.
off, and then they just asked me to fix it because they said I don't think they'll see well, yeah, I don't care. That one of them, like, their eyes look kinda low and they look kinda high, and I was like, "Okay, but that's how you look in the picture, but it's fine."
Sorry, Diva. That's just how you look.
Yeah, but I fixed it, and
Okay.
then someone's eyes, I did make them uh, a little like more closed. So it's just like things like that.
Okay. But not like a full on like
Well,
read. Oh. Oh.
okay. So um, I did a piece for Eslabon Armados, the group. Do you remember the singers? Yeah, I did a piece
I'm
for
gonna
their.
blur all these, by the way.
Okay.
For I'm like, I don't want anybody to come for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that bad, but like,
Okay.
I painted the members, and their mom commissioned me, and it was just like, well, at first they weren't like I didn't paint the faces. I had assistants, and they didn't because we were like trying to finish in a certain like amount of time,
Hmm.
and they didn't like the faces, and like she was like really like I don't know. She was like saying a lot of things like how it didn't look like them at all and like the style and stuff. And so then I um ended up just like finishing the whole piece by myself and like painting their faces and then she's like, "Okay, yeah, it looks like them." So it was like extra work, but it was just more like it's been more like faces, not really like a design like, "Oh, I don't like
Okay.
this at all." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Subtle little tweaks of like, oh, make this, the eye shift a little.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Nothing too bad.
Yeah. But yeah, and I tried to avoid that happening by like making sure they approved the design
Hmm.
beforehand. Yeah.
Okay, slay.
Hmm.
Um, when you are coming up with a lot of these things, since again, it's no longer like it's something that's just for I guess maybe I'll start with that. Do you, when you are doing these things, do you treat them as they're for the public, or do you see it as this is for the client, or are you like this is my work? Like, how do those three balance out?
Mm. So if it's like a private like
Okay.
job, like from like a private business, I do treat it as like it's for the client because
Define that like for somebody's home,
um
or do you mean like a coffee shop?
yeah, like I mean like a business,
Okay, like a
yeah.
business. Okay.
I haven't really done many homes. Well, actually, yeah. But yeah, when it's like someone, because I've done like stuff for the city, so that's like
Mhm.
more like public.
Okay.
And then when it's like a business or a person that hires me, I treat it as like for the client.
Okay.
And then the ones that are more like for the city, like I treat it as for the public, but also my work. So my work offered to the public, I
Okay.
guess. um, but at the end of the day, like I I still see it as my work. It's
Right.
just like because it's still like my work literally
Hmm.
and like I painted it and stuff, but I don't know if it's like a raw expression of my
Mm.
work,
Like it's
but
almost like filtered out.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like through a filter for sure. Like my work through a filter. That makes
Hmm.
sense. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I was gonna ask is like with these different approaches, how do you like? Is there a mindset that changes as you're like conceptualizing them and going about it?
Yeah. Because a lot of the times, like whether it's for at least what I've done, whether it's for like through the city, like it's like a public art piece, or it's like for a business or something, there's always like a theme or like certain uh like check off points
Hmm.
that I need to like have in the design. So it's very much like I'm designing for someone, I'm designing for something. Um like the one I did in um the public library one, that
Hmm.
one had like a social justice theme, so I had to design with that in mind, and then knowing that like the public was going to see it. Um and I think it's like there's definitely a mind shift. I think it's like I always have to think about like it has to get approved. So I have to
Mm.
like based on like everything they told me or everything I know about what is being asked of this piece, like I keep them in mind. And when I'm creating something that's for me, like I don't really care what
Right.
anyone thinks.
Hmm.
So
Does that ever
yeah.
like stop you from doing certain things?
Um,
Like knowing like this has to go through a committee.
oof. Uh, mm, yeah, like if I know it's a larger committee, it's just hard to get things approved. Like when it's like a number of people like trying to approve a design, like so it's just it makes it so much harder to like please
Hmm.
everyone. I
Hmm.
do like working directly with the person hiring me, so then I only have to like get approved by
By like one person
one
as opposed to
person.
like a group, right?
Yeah, yeah. And again, I haven't really done too many like uh public art pieces like that where there's like a committee and like that. I usually tend to do more like private businesses, like local businesses, which I so much like I prefer because then I it's really like a one-on-one with the client and like their business and yeah. Hmm.
Okay, slay.
Yeah.
Um, and since you've been doing a couple also throughout, and we were literally right before we were talking about this, we were talking about how you have a lot of murals and taquerias, and how I was joking. I was like, yeah, like, are you really a taco shop in Mobile if you don't have a mirror by Andrea? And so
That's a tea.
that's the tea. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Except I did just make that rule up, but um, and what I was sort of wondering is sort of how do you see your art existing in like the legacy and the history of Chicano art in the history of IE as it's continuing to expand. Like you're essentially helping build the foundation for what's to come.
Yeah,
Have you thought about that?
kind of. Like it's
Okay.
kind of like a really like crazy concept to think about. Like I feel like I don't want to put that weight on what I do
Okay.
so much because then it's just like more pressure
Yeah.
to be like
Sorry to put the pressure on you, girl.
but I mean at the end of the day like it is what's happening and
Hmm.
I'm really like happy and like honored and proud to be a part of it because like I said like I left California and then I come back and like now I left Mobile and like now like it's like a I see it more of like a coming home
Okay.
type of thing where
Hmm.
like wow like I thought my success story was like outside of this place and I was gonna work I don't know somewhere else and do other things and like now I get to come and like paint for my community and like make my hometown more vibrant and like beautiful and like tell people stories here and like where they come from because it's cool because like working with these taquerias, like they're usually from like a certain region in Mexico and they like tell me about it and like what they love about it, what they remember, and like how it led them to opening their shop. And then, it's really cool just like understanding like where people come from and how they got to where they are, and then getting to create a piece that honors that and then also like honors like their work and like their business and like decorates their space to make it more enjoyable and stuff. Um and yeah, it's cool cuz like I'm like wow, like I'm getting to work with like people that are like familiar to
Yeah,
me.
building these
And
relations.
yeah, and I'm getting to create like pieces that like I grew up like seeing when I would go to like other like taquerias or like in Mexico when I would visit, I'd
Mhm.
see stuff. So it's really cool. And I'm just happy that like just to see there be more artwork in the IE and in
Mhm.
Moval, and that I get to be a part of it and like just finding out how they like found me
How
because
do they find you?
like a lot of them are like, "Oh, I saw that you did work for this taqueria, and like
Mm.
someone sent me your page, and we want you in ours now." Or
Like word
usually,
of mouth.
yeah, word of mouth. Like it's like cool to see how they're all kind of like connected too, and they're just kind of like referring
Yeah.
me. So, uh, yeah. But like the bigger picture of it all, I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna lead. Um, maybe yeah. I'm just happy to be here, to be a part of, to paint for
Mhm.
my community and stuff.
Okay. I
Mhm.
love that. Is there any goals particular you want when people see your work? Like,
Um,
do you want them to have like a sense of nostalgia or a sense of like belonging or a sense of wonder? Like what, you know?
yeah. Mm,
Or is it just vary from piece to piece?
no, I think every piece I want, like, I feel like at the root of like my work, like I feel like I'm a storyteller. So I always want to like tell a story with like my pieces, and then I hope like when people see it, like it does like remind them of, I don't know, home, or they just think it's like pretty or like yeah, that sense of wonder of like, oh, that just like, or just that feeling of like happiness of like just like it makes their day a little brighter and like um and then when it's like more like cultural pieces, yeah, like maybe like it reminds them of home. But I think it no, I think every piece has a little bit of that.
Okay.
Um but I think I just hope people enjoy it. Find some kind of joy looking at it, whether it brings up memories or a feeling, or they just like how it looks. Like I don't really
Period.
care.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the piece you have right now at the Cheat.
Oh yeah.
So she has a piece right now at the Edgewater Park Avenue
Mm-hmm.
group show, um, at the Cheat from now until September 28th, I think,
Mm-hmm.
the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
And your piece in there is titled um,
Pan de vida.
Pan de Vida.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that piece, how
Mm-hmm.
it came to be, and where you took it.
Yeah. So that show at Chuan Park Avenue, we wanted to showcase stories of Park Avenue in the east side of Riverside, and yeah, like, and also make it part of like the community and work with the community to create these pieces. So um when I was like thinking of what I wanted to do, I was like, oh well, I really like the idea of like gastronomy and like culinary things, like how like obviously you have like food from Mexico, like traditionally made with ingredients that are homegrown and all these things, and then uh they you try to replicate it out here, but you don't have the same ingredients. So
Right.
that's kind of like the direction that I had going into
Hmm.
it. So I knew I wanted to do like a food place or someone that makes food. So I thought of Chela's Bakery, which is next door to our studio. I was like, oh my gosh, they make bun. Like, I want to know where their bun is.
So
It's
good.
so
It's
amazing.
one of the
It's
best
dangerous.
panaderías ever.
It,
It's so
yeah.
good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so like lucky to have like just like told her story because like I know it's like just like their legacy is huge, especially here in like Riverside and the IE because they have like three locations. So like
Hmm.
everyone like loves their bread. It's iconic. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's so warm. The smell, like you walk by and you're like, oh, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I want some now.
Yeah, I've had
Mm.
a lot of pan dulce while painting. It's right next door. But I wanted to uh speak to the owner, Chela. Her name's Celia, but they call her Chela, and just like understand her story and then how like, their panaderia came about and stuff. So I scheduled to meet with her and with the direction I was going through, like I really thought I was gonna be just asking her like, oh, like so how have your ingredients changed like being here? Like
Mm.
just like more like things like that. And then she ended up telling me like her whole like life story, which was like so crazy. Like I thought it was gonna be like maybe like 10-15 minute like interview, maybe like max an hour. It was like I spent like 3 hours
Oh my
there.
God. Okay.
Yeah, she like told me her whole story and she's been through so much like since she was a child and she told me how like when she was really little and her family lived in Mexico, I think she was like the middle child of
Okay.
like 9 kids,
Okay.
and her her dad had like he left Mexico and came to Riverside actually, and he worked in
Mm.
the orange
Oh, the orange
food
groves?
orange groves, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually like wouldn't send any money back or
Oh.
anything. Yeah.
Okay.
He wouldn't like really like provide for his family
You
and
probably had another wife out here.
I don't, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, you didn't hear that from me. That's just my
Yeah.
speculations.
And so her mom like really struggled to take care of 9 kids, obviously.
Right.
And a lot of times like they didn't even have enough to eat. Um, so she would like go hungry, like she'd go and she said that out of all her siblings, she was the one that would like to eat the most. Like she had the biggest appetite and then
Oh.
she'd like go to sleep hungry because she'd be like, Ma, like tengo hambre, and then her mom would be like, no, like mañana, like mañana es otro día, like we'll eat tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, but I'm still gonna be hungry tomorrow.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Um,
Oh.
and yeah, so she just like struggled a lot, like growing up. Um, she said her mom was very like just very like obedient and like she was just like she never like really like stood up for herself. Like she kind of just took
Mm.
a lot of things, especially from like her dad, well, like her
Her husband.
husband, and then
Mm-hmm.
like their family and stuff. So yeah, like she ended up like standing up for her mom a lot, and she's like, oh, I'm not like I'm gonna stand up for myself. Like I'm never gonna let anyone like step all over me or like take advantage of me. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's been very resilient and like just a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me like how when they first like her and her husband first moved to Riverside, and actually, her husband, Chela's husband, is the one who came from a family of panaderos. So they
Okay.
made bread and pan dulce and stuff. And she would always say like we should start like our own. business. Like, I'm gonna start like a panaderia, and everyone would tell her like, "You're crazy. Like, how are you gonna do that? Like,
Yeah.
you have no like resources to do that." Um, and she she worked in several jobs. I know like one point she actually worked at the Mission Inn
Okay.
as housekeep or is it housekeeping?
Hmm.
Yeah, housekeeping. Um, and then she would like sell bread on the weekends and stuff. And then she's I don't know, her story is like super long. Obviously, I spent like 3 hours with her. She
You're
told me
trying to
about.
condense 3 hours into 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like not possible, but she told me like how she's like lost a child and how that was like really hard, and like she's also like had cancer and she like
Damn.
survived that, and like she like just so much adversity and like challenges and things in her life. But eventually, um when she finally left the mission, and I think they had enough money to start something small. They started their panaderia, and it was a hit, obviously, and they've grown so big now. Like, um, all her kids, I think she has like 5 kids. I'm not too sure, but all of them are panaderos too. Like, I think she said
Oh.
that like they all studied um a lot of different things like psychology and like engineering and like all these different like careers, and they've all ended up being panaderos because it's
Oh. They love
yeah,
it so much.
yeah, and
That's
like
cute.
obviously like business is good for them, and
Yeah.
yeah, so oh, and I think she says like her youngest daughter, she didn't study anything, but she's a panadera too. And then she like will tease her older siblings like, "You study this, and we're all panaderos." Like, y'all did that for no, but yeah. So it's really beautiful that it's just
Mm.
like a family like owned business, and like she employs like a lot of women too. Like her daughters own the two other locations, and then like in her location in Riverside and Park Avenue, it's like there's 12 women there, a
Hmm.
lot of like single moms, and like they're all just like making pouring love into the bread and making that
You can
delicious
feel the
bun.
love.
Yeah, so when making this piece, I'm like, oh my gosh, like who cares about the idea that I
Mhm.
had
Right.
before? Like this is like
This is the story you want to tell now.
yeah, so I was like, wow, like I was just so like astonished and like just like I couldn't believe her story. So I'm like, I don't know, just listening to her, I was like, wow, she really like healed her inner child because now she like has like obviously there's more than enough to eat. She makes food like a bun for everyone, and she also can't bear to see like she also told me stories of like how kids would come and like a mom and there's her son, and she wouldn't she would give him bread, but the mom would like cut it in half. She'd be like, "Oh, like the other piece is for later because we might not have food later." She's like, "No, like take more, take more pan." Um, so and then like when homeless people go, like she never denies them like food. Like she always like gives them bread too. So she's just very
Oh.
giving. Like she's a very
Yeah.
giving person, and I think it's like her like healing her inner child to be like,
Hmm.
well, now I get to like feed others and like give like what I didn't have as a kid to others and to my family and my kids and my community. And I think it's very beautiful. So that's like kind of how that piece came about. It's like the piece is like her now today giving a concha to her younger self. And the little girl that I painted in that piece, she actually sent me a really like destroyed picture of how she looked when she was like little, and her dress is all like torn and stuff because they were poor. And I tried to make it as close as possible, but it was kind of hard to see. But her hair was like short, how she has it
Hmm.
now and stuff. So
Mm.
yeah, that's how that piece came about. And then I just thought it was like Pan de Vida, like obviously like she's also very religious and like
Mm.
very Catholic. So I just wanted to add that like little like
Hmm.
connected to the Eucharist and like the pan de vida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she's
so
almost like handing her like a Eucharist. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Wow. She has, I don't know, she has such a crazy story.
Yeah, you should talk to her one day. Like if you just want to hear like everything she's gone through, like she's like I can tell you my whole story, but you'd be here for days. Like this is not even like half of it. And I'm like, what? Girl, we've been talking for like 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Literally.
That's
Yes. Yeah, I
crazy.
felt really lucky, like being like, whoa, this is great. Like, yeah. So I was just really excited to like tell her story and like make this piece and like in honor of it. And now it's in the Cheech, and I'm like, wow.
Yay.
Yay.
Was she,
Yeah.
did she go to the reception? Or do you know?
I didn't
Or was
see
she working?
her.
I know because it was a lot.
Yeah, there was so many people. Yeah, and oh my gosh, it was so much. I didn't even get to say hi to like any of the artists. Like I saw you, but I had no time.
I could not see through that veil, let me tell you. I was just like, hi everyone. Hello.
Literally.
I'm literally going based off
Yeah.
sounds over here. Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. My whole family went. That was really cool. Friends. Yeah, it was very overwhelming, but in the best way
Yeah.
possible.
No, for sure.
Yeah. But I didn't see her. I did invite her and her family. And I would like go over to the chelas and be like, hey, like, are you guys coming? Like, it's this Thursday. Like, don't forget. But yeah, they, I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
They're probably busy and they work
Yeah.
and, they got
Hmm.
the whole community to feed.
Literally. Yeah, they're always packed, so I'm sure
Yeah.
they're busy and then probably so drained by the end of the day.
Yeah. Which
So,
is fair. Okay.
hmm. Yeah.
Slay. Was that your first time in the teacher? No. It's
Yeah,
like, okay.
first time.
Congrats.
Thank
Congrats. How does it
you.
feel?
It feels surreal. It I don't know, it's crazy. Like I didn't even know that I would get to be in a museum, let alone the Cheech. So, yeah, I feel very like happy and honored and blessed um to be in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you see
Like
yourself wanting to make more work in this vein?
like um like or what do you mean?
I don't
Sorry.
know. Like, I guess more like
Yeah.
pieces for a gallery or more pieces like perhaps centered on an individual story,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
either or
Hmm.
I have, I guess,
I do have the idea. Like I definitely want to have like a solo show at one point.
okay, we're
Like
manifesting. You heard it here first, folks.
yes.
The inside scoop.
Praying. But I think lately in my pieces I've been exploring uh like yeah, like storytelling but more of like my family and like
Hmm.
um just like the rancho
Mhm.
like life like when like visiting my grandparents and stuff. So I want to just I have like already like pieces in mind that I'm gonna make and then hopefully I get enough to where I can have like solo show. But I do love like just storytelling in my pieces.
Mhm.
Like yeah.
What's a story you've been dying to tell?
I've been dying to tell. Um I don't know. Well, so um I just did the one of my abuelo Pepe. Did you
Oh
see that
yeah,
one? Yeah.
yeah. It was very pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was really happy to tell that one and I'm gonna do like my other grandparents as well because they all have like just thing like things that like remind me of them that we always do when I go visit them
Hmm.
and I just want to like encapsulate that or
Yeah,
just like
preserve it.
preserve it and like also as like a thank you like
A
gift.
little honor.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a story or a painting
Hmm.
for like my mom's mom, my grandma, and then my dad's dad as well, and his wife, My abuelita Rita. Um, she's my dad's like stepmom. But yeah, there's just like things that, like both my grandparents, they're farmers, they grow corn and stuff. So, um, you know, show that my grandma's like whenever they make food, like tortillas and
Mm-hmm.
just things that
Tortillas de
the
maíz.
maize, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
straight from like picked from
Mm.
or
The cob.
tamales, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. But
Okay.
mm-hmm,
I think it'd be cool to have a show of you telling the stories of different, family members
mm-hmm,
and how they've all lead to you, perhaps.
yeah,
Like that
yeah,
could be the final piece.
yeah, and maybe even like going like further, like I don't know, other families, maybe like from that region,
Hmm.
and just how it's like how it's led to here, because I have, yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
need
we got
to,
yeah.
think about it a little bit more. But it's in, it's up,
It's in the
it's in
works.
the works.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing to manifest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't only want to stick to murals. Like I do want to like be a just like never restrict myself. So be
Mhm.
just artist, be myself. So like yeah, I would love to be in more like museums and galleries and things of that nature too, as opposed to just like murals. Yeah.
Slay, period. I love that. I think it's a good little note to end the podcast on. So that way years later we can look back on this when it happens.
Praying, yeah.
Crossing our fingers, knock on wood. One
Yes.
is a wood.
Oh yeah, behind me.
There we go. Yeah. Let the folks know where they can find you. Do you have any upcoming shows, anything where they can see any openings or I don't know when this video will come up, but
Oof. Well, you can find me on Instagram at art.by.andrea Lopez, on TikTok as Drea Flows, and then have like my website linked and stuff to there. Or,
hmm
the East Side Art House page. I'm always doing stuff with them. Um, and as far as shows and things coming up, the only thing, well, I have like a few murals that I'm working on, so just keep an eye out for that. And I am headed to Mexico City, like I was telling you
Yes, it's
about.
so exciting.
So I'll be talking about my experience as being an artist selected by the Instituto de Mexicanos en el Extranjero.
Congrats. Congrats. It's
Yes.
such a slay.
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'm excited to, share that and share my experience with that.
hmm
But that's really all I have going on right now. Yeah.
Period. Well, congrats on everything. Thank you a million for joining. And I mean, y'all know where to find me everywhere. Art Perry, the podcast Red Thoughts Perry on Instagram and TikTok. My website, perrypicasso.com, portfoliopicasso.com. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm
Thank
so
you so
glad we got
much
to
for having me. This was so
chat.
fun.
This was, thank you. See, I
Yeah.
told you it wasn't that bad. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It was awesome talking to you.
Thank
Just
you. It was
yeah.
very nice, very lovely catching up,
Hmm.
learning about your life story. So thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. And until next time, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Ciao. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.